Hi, I'm Henry Kerbach, and I'm the author of the book How to Be Abby, A Cat's Guide to Happiness. With me, here in this picture here on the left, is my cat Abby, whom the book is about. Today's topic is about happiness teachings. There's a teaching called the Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus Christ gives a talk on a mountain describing how to find happiness. Jesus describes several wonderful pathways that respond to the inner desire for happiness. These teachings are called the Beatitudes, and there are 8 of them. The 8 Beatitudes show us the meaning of happiness and how to achieve it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. In this first Beatitude, Jesus gives direction on happiness or well-being. Poor in spirit recognizes that happiness lies inside us and not in the outside world. The word poor refers to a lack of attachment. We attach ourselves or hold on to many things. Let's start with the most obvious. We hold on to material things. Defining who you are by external things can change your happiness. Material things can change, therefore your happiness can change. Our minds are never satisfied, even as we get what we want. The mind might be happy for a short time, but then it looks for other things it wants to get. The thirst will never be quenched. Remember that happiness resides in the inner dimension of our well-being, not in the outer or the physical material things. To what other things do we attach ourselves? Next is the ego. Recall that the meaning of ego identification is when we define who we are through the stage of life we are in, our occupation, or a mental position. The more we can lose our egos, the greater the happiness. In this beatitude, when we can detach ourselves from physical, material things and let go of our egos, we gain happiness. When we can see ourselves as spiritual beings, we open ourselves to God to help us increase our level of awareness to our being so that self-change can occur. The closer we get to our true beings, the greater the power in sustaining happiness and avoiding suffering. Happy are those who can let go of material attachment and ego identification. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. When we mourn for someone, we display outward expressions of our sadness. For example, at funerals, wearing black is an outward sign of mourning. Sadness is our emotional state, while mourning is our physical expression. If we can accept our sadness, anxiety, and anger, and work with our feelings in a mindful way, for example through meditation, then we can let go of the attachment of this emotion. When bad things happen, we can learn not to react, but to respond with non-judgment and to accept these things, which allows us to let go. The process of letting go allows us to avoid suffering. The process of mourning is saying our final goodbyes when we have lost someone. Similarly, the process of mourning is letting go of all the things that we hold on to that keep us suffering, such as clinging onto our thoughts, emotions, and resentments. Happy is the person who can let go to thoughts, emotions, and resentments when bad things happen. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. In this beatitude, Jesus' definition for meek can be gentle, humble, or egoless. Big ego equals big suffering. Happy is the person who can learn to let go of his or her ego, or the need to be right, or the need to defend a mental position. Suffering comes when our egos start judging or comparing our inadequacies to someone's good fortune. Happy is the person who can respond instead of react to his or her ego. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. We are all spiritual beings. We all want to be happy and we all want to avoid suffering. When we are not connected with our inner dimension, we not only wish ourselves to be happy and avoid suffering, but we also wish it upon others. When we hunger and thirst for righteousness, we have a strong desire for ourselves and others to be in balance with our thoughts, emotions, and actions. We want to be right with ourselves by connecting to our true inner selves. We want to be right with others by having mindful thoughts and mindful actions. We want right mindful thoughts and actions for for the rest of the world so that others can connect to their true beings. Happy are those who fully are aware of their true natures and are connected with their true spiritual selves. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Let go of blame, resentment, anger, hatred. Let go of the ego. Practice cultivating loving kindness and compassion meditation, for example. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Stay in the present moment. Quote, forgiveness is not about releasing them. It's about releasing yourself from the pain of anger and resentment and transforming it into empathy and understanding. End of quote. Happy are those who can let go and show loving kindness and compassion to themselves and others. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Love and do what you will, St. Augustine. Connect to a state of happiness and peace by moving your mind to your true inner self, devoid of ego, resistance, and grasping. Wish yourself and others to be happy and avoid suffering. Seek gratitude, appreciation, optimism, and other desirable attributes. Desire to think and do good. Happy are those who continuously reflect, pray, and seek ways to improve or learn to become a better person inside. In learning how to be a better person, you will help avoid unnecessary suffering for you and for others. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. When something goes wrong, our minds look to blame because our minds don't know how to deal with the negative emotions. Those emotions are like anger, frustration, judgment, and hatred. We may blame the world, society, or even God when bad things happen. No amount of blame will change anything that has already occurred. Instead, the blame will only lead to the situation getting worse and will cause greater suffering to you and others. We may even continue to blame God because we think that God who created this problem can resolve it through a miracle or even a cure. Blaming God for the problem and then praying to God for a solution is contradictory. Praying as a spiritual practice involves both actions and activities to bring about experiences and development towards peace, harmony, and finding purpose in life. Blaming is our mind's reaction to irritation. Praying, and blaming are opposites. We must first deal with our negative emotions by taking positive steps to deal with the irritation. We can pray to ask for strength to help us deal with the negative emotions. As we accept the irritation, we respond with kindness and compassion towards ourselves. Happy are those who can respond and deal with their irritation to bring about peace and harmony. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. If you can learn to extend happiness or peace beyond, say for example, meditation and into day-to-day activities, then no matter what happens, you will be in a state of equanimity. Your mind will be balanced or undisturbed by thoughts, emotions, and pain. This is called being enlightened. It can be very difficult to deal with people, but the more awareness you can apply to your thoughts, the better you will respond to yourself and others. When others are unmindful, their thoughts, speech, and actions can disrupt their happiness and cause suffering to themselves and others. To become a pianist, you need to practice every day. Similarly, spiritual practice betters us by helping others transcend suffering. Daily practice in mindfulness and meditation and prayer help us deal with others' unmindful thoughts and actions. Happy are those who stay mindful amid unmindful thoughts, speech, and actions. The 8 Beatitudes. Jesus Christ teaches us to desire to think and do good, to wish ourselves and others to be happy and avoid suffering, to stay mindful amid unmindful thoughts, speech, and actions, and respond with loving kindness and compassion to bring about peace and harmony, to seek gratitude, appreciation, optimism, and other desirable attributes, to continuously reflect, pray, and seek ways to improve or learn to become a better person inside and to become fully aware of our true selves and spiritual natures, to let go of ego, resentment, grasping, resistance, and material attachments. Jesus said, "Love each other as I have loved you." This type of love is free from conditions, history, indiscretions, prejudice, race, or background. If there is love in whatever you do, happiness is there beside it. Learn more, How to Be Happy, A Cat's Guide to Happiness. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. Have a great day.